What is up, everybody? We're back. I am George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Last night, 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 3, Episode 9. This is Part 2. First off, Ellie and Victor were absent from the episode last week, or this week. They were there last week. We're hoping to see what happens next week, so we will catch up with them. But I do want to talk about Alina for a second. This is just about Alina. So I'm confused by her. She seeks the truth and she always seems to find it. She catches Steven in lies. And then what bothers me is the information that she finds, she does nothing with. And it's really confusing to me because it's like she's looking for ways to show that he's inadequate and it's not going to work. And then when she receives the information she was looking for, she ignores it and pretends like it's not useful for her in that situation. And I'm really trying to understand what would make her desperate to the point where she will ignore every single red flag, including statements from her own mother warning her of what's going on, and that dinner where he called them a hypocrite to their face. What is going on?
You know, the thing is that I think we've all known that woman, either directly or indirectly, who will do CIA, FBI level research only to cry and stay. Like, why do the research? Like, why do all this super digging and getting it to cry and stay? I don't understand it. I don't think she's desperate, though. I think it's an idea of when you're young and you get into your very, very, very first serious relationship, you almost cannot imagine the relationship ending. You've never been through a breakup before. It's very hard. It's the first time, right? I think they will break up and she'll get used to it. I think there's a part of you as you continue to date, grow, and mature that you understand that relationships, for the most part, are very temporary and transitional, and you become better and better about handling a breakup, even though it doesn't feel good. So I think that's just inexperience and age talking, because they won't be together in the long run. What kills me, though, and I want to get on Steven's behind right now, he's saying that he doesn't have a cell phone plan, and that's why he needs to hold on to his social media to be able to communicate. And he's always kicking the can down the road with deleting the social media. So he's BSing her, right? Also,
Yes.
Alina, the problem is not social media. And I think anybody out there, if you're thinking of trying to get your partner to delete their social media to make you feel better, do not do that. Why? All they're going to do is open up social media accounts that you don't know anything about. That's it. So if you believe that the person is cheating on you and using social media, they'll use any means. The problem is not with social media, it's with your partner. And if that person, if you have to go through all of that to feel safe in the relationship, end it.
I agree 100%. If you have to demand that they take something away or delete something so they don't cheat on you, the problem isn't social media. The problem is them. You can't trust them. Social media is merely a tool that they're using to cheat on you with. Your trust is not there to them. There's a million different social media apps. So if he deletes Instagram or, like you said, Facebook or whatever he's using, he will just open another one that you are unaware of and continue his behavior. The behavior is something that he is doing and is comfortable doing to you. And by you saying, stop using social media, you're saying, don't do that behavior that you're doing on that site. You have to put your foot down and say, stop cheating on me, stop lying to me, stop calling me a hypocrite. She has never actually told him what she wants him to do. She's complained about his behavior, but she has never told him how to correct his behavior. So there's no way that he can correct it because she's not giving him any reason to.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about Ariella. So Ariella has been in New Jersey for 3 weeks. So I want to back up. We saw that Avi needed a hernia surgery, and the Ethiopian doctor said that it was not serious, but did need to be taken care of right away so it didn't become serious. I believe that's what he said. He said, as long as it's handled in a timely manner, it is not a serious issue. So she's been in Jersey for 3 weeks. She left kind of in a huff.
A month, because at the end of the episode, she said you've been there a month.
And she kind of left in a rush. So a lot of viewers were confused because we were under the impression she was going to meet an appointment deadline. Because the way she left, she's like, I have to be on the next plane. This is serious. I have to leave tomorrow. This is my son. This is my only priority. And then she gets there and she's sitting on FaceTime with Biniam. And she's like, oh, well, there's no appointments available, so I'm just going to be here a couple of months. And I'm thinking the sense of urgency was never there. You just wanted to leave Ethiopia. You found a reason to do that. And now that she's there, she's going to locate a reason to break up with Biniam and stay where she is. And we all saw it coming. Literally, no one did not see this coming. She is almost like the most predictable book. It's like a book we've already read.
Yeah, you don't have to be Miss Cleo or a fortune teller to see the future when it comes to Ariella. Her threats are not really threats. They're her desires. I desire to go back. I don't want to go to go back to Ethiopia to be with you. And she's making good on everything because it's what she wants to do. Even when she said last night, and it was so troubling to me to hear her say that I don't have any control over the situation. Why is control something that you desire in your relationship? If you're with somebody and you desire control, you have issues. And if you're with someone that desires control over you, you've got issues. This is unhealthy at best. Don't turn your phone off. Don't do this. Don't go out with your friends. How about this, Ariella? Don't leave Ethiopia without talking to me first with my child to do a surgery that could end. And if the baby had stayed in Ethiopia, that surgery would have been done already. So you went to the USA to get him the better care, and time was of the essence. But now all of a sudden, the baby still doesn't have what he needs. Biniam doesn't know when you're coming home. She is so incredibly manipulative and narcissistic, and it's painful because right now Biniam pays the cost. But I have to admit, I was okay with the way I'm not okay with the way she treated Biniam, but I let it live because Biniam's an adult that chooses to be with her. Now the child's health is not getting the attention in the time frame that it needs, all as a means of the mother trying to control the father. See, when it starts affecting the baby, I have a problem.
I am with you 100%. I was so upset when she said, well, I can't control when a doctor can see the child. I was like, I've never known a mother, if she called the hospital or she called the doctor and they said, I can't see you, to just hang up the phone and not call another doctor. There's hundreds of doctors in New Jersey. There's lots of pediatric surgeons in New Jersey. She called one and saw that they were booked for 7 weeks and hung up the phone. What type of mother would do that?
But why wouldn't she make that call from Ethiopia? And you would have known that. And there wouldn't have been a need to rush out of the country and with the baby. And that, like, okay, well, they don't have an appointment for 7 weeks. So I'm going to make my, flight 5 weeks from now. That way I have 2 weeks to get there, settle in, get ready for surgery, do the prep, do the pre-op stuff. And then she would have had more time with Biniam, so it wouldn't have felt like she snatched the baby. Because when she took the baby and she didn't even talk to him first and booked the tickets and was like, oh my God, it's for him, it's for his health, he felt like you snatched the baby. But listen, we saw the previews for next week, right, where she says she's not going back to Ethiopia again. You don't got to be Miss Cleo to see right through this girl.
We know exactly what's going on. And like you said, I'm starting to feel bad for Biniam, but again, he is an adult and this is his second time around with an American girl. So my sympathy is very thin, but I do feel bad because no father should be separated from their child the way she took him away. And this is the second time that's very emotional on anyone, regardless of their patterns or behaviors. That's emotional on anyone. So we're going to watch next week and we're going to see what happens. But we already know that Ariella is not getting back on the plane to go back to Ethiopia to live. But we're going to watch and see how it plays out. Thank you guys for joining us. That's it for this week's 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way podcast. I'm your host, George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Make sure you live tweet with us. Our Twitters are right at the bottom here. Talk to you guys later.